8 days until the South Carolina primary takes place on the GOP side, and the three front runners today announcing big shifts in the direction of their respective campaign strategies. Donald Trump's trademark is his bold, brash style. He isn't one to mince words. That's part of his appeal to many voters, but he is vowing now to clean up his language a bit after coming under criticism for cursing too much on the trail. He swears he's not going to swear again.
I won't use foul language. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to. They're all saying, do it, do it. No, I'm not. Even if it's not a bad word, if it's a little bit off, they kill me. So I won't do it. I'll never do it again, actually. And I'll never even copy somebody what they asked me to say.
All right, Trump's campaign is also now adopting an all-positive strategy, pulling an ad that was running in South Carolina that attacked Ted Cruz. Cruz, however, isn't letting up, accusing his opponent of a long-time pattern of sleaze.
Vera Koking's home was all she had left, but it stood in Donald Trump's way and the limousine parking lot he wanted for his casino. To him, she was a nobody. So Trump schemed with Atlantic City government to force Koking from her home using eminent domain. Trump bankrolled politicians to steamroll the little guy, a pattern of sleaze stretching back decades. Worse, Trump still supports eminent domain today.
Eminent domain is wonderful. Yes, we have to use the power of eminent domain.
Trump uses power for personal gain. Imagine the damage he could do as president.
Well, that didn't sit well. Trump says those are all lies.
These ads, and they're vicious, and they say anything. They say anything. I just hope you don't believe the crap, because it's all crap, okay? They're lies. I mean, they're lies. They talk about eminent domain. Without eminent domain, you wouldn't have a road. Without eminent domain, you wouldn't have hospitals. You wouldn't have anything. By the way, without eminent domain, you wouldn't have the Keystone Pipeline.
All right, Greg, let's start with you. Good idea or bad idea for Trump to pivot to an all-positive?
Look, swearing is like those, I always compare them to those like dried red pepper flakes you put on a pizza. You know, it's like you got to use it sparingly. So when you start relying on swearing too much, then it loses its meaning. And I think he saw the light, which was that focus group by Bloomberg, which everybody was just aghast every time he swore. He should travel with a swear jar. I think that would be a very fun little thing for him to do. As for this ad, I'm not so sure the ad exists. I saw a little flash of it, but this is brilliant because we're still talking about the ad. We led the A block with an ad that we don't even see or we're not even sure exists. So again, he's played the media like a violin because we're all talking about it. As for the Cruz ad, he's right about hospitals and pipelines, but that's still not a casino parking lot. That's a private thing. A casino parking lot's a private thing. You know, pipelines for the country, eminent domain's important for urgent matters, but not for a casino pipeline.
Okay, KG, the thoughts on these big shifts in strategy, 8 days out?
Yeah, I mean, look, it actually worked well for him, you know, in New Hampshire when he was trying to be more positive and stop doing the attacks, right, you know, about 2-3 days before. So they said that worked well for them there. They're going to repeat that, and they decided to pull the ads. But, you know, Ted Cruz is the one doing the negative ads. So, you know, he's going to have to deal with that. You have that coming up.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of that. Juan, just a quick thought on Trump's new kinder, gentler Donald.
Look, I mean, he's alpha male, Mr. Tough Guy. You know, I think the cursing and the profanity, which Rubio says he can't even tell his kid to use the word, you know, but I don't know how to get around this. But anyway, he can't use that word because he can't explain it to his own kids. I think that's a legit point. But on the other hand, if you are a Donald Trump fan, I think you say he's not a PC guy. He just tells it like it is, and I like it. And so I think it sells the Trump brand.
Do you think, by the way, I think Shepard Smith pointed out that there are already a few after posts, no more swearing, swears that slipped out.
Well, they were little words, though. I mean, they were the small words that you don't flinch at right away. I mean, I love it. What did they say? Right now we're running a positive campaign, as if we're going to be positive today, and that's it. And what is so funny about that is, from Trump, that's news. Like the fact that he's going to get out there and saying we're not going to, you know, go scorched earth and make fun of everyone and swear, that he could turn that into a news story because that's a difference for him. I mean, I think this is just what he's doing today, and he'll be back to normal time.
If somebody tries to hit him, he's going to knock him down.
Well, let's talk about the person that's trying to hit and has been hitting him. Ted Cruz accuses Trump of sleaze, but he just suffered a major embarrassment after featuring an adult film star in his new attack ad.
Oops.
Has anyone else here struggled with being lied to?
Well, I voted for a guy who was a Tea Party hero on the campaign trail, and then he went to D.C. and played patty cake with Chuck Schumer and cut a deal on amnesty.
Does that make you angry?
Angry? Makes me feel dumb for trusting him.
Maybe you should vote for more than just a pretty face next time.
You guys have room for one more? Come on in. Come on in.
Come on in. You can have Frank's chair.
I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message.
The Cruz campaign immediately pulled the ad after realizing the actress had an X-rated resume. They say she wasn't vetted fully by the casting company. Now, KG,
they said she's an actress.
Can't blame
she answered
Cruz
the
for knowing
open call.
or not knowing,
I think
but
it's pretty funny.
He put his name on it at the end.
He put his name on it, so somebody should have vetted it. You always have to make sure, especially when you have, you know, actress open casting call. Anything can happen.
Now, Juan, look, we're not prudes here. We get it. This stuff happens. However, going into South Carolina, very evangelical, very religious group, they may not like that. And now it's been on every TV for the last 12 hours.
I'm going to stand up for this young lady. I find this outrageous. This woman says she is a conservative, evangelical Republican, and here you are condemning her. She may be a saved soul, Eric.
No, I'm not condemning her.
What
I'm
are you
condemning
doing?
the Cruz campaign that didn't vet and put a former porn star
I don't
in there.
think that's
By the way, I don't think
fault.
it would matter in any other. Once they get through South Carolina, maybe a little bit in the South, it probably wouldn't make that.
She's an
difference.
actress. I mean, she's an actress. She's been in a ton of stuff. Who cares?
I mean, wait a minute.
They went out
You've been an
and
actress.
they did a casting
You've been an actress, but you're not that
Little
kind
House
of
on the
actress.
Prairie. That was talk about soft core.
Oh, is that right?
I got
Not
agree
the one
with,
you have.
I got I live in a little house.
Yeah.
A Christian candidate.
Yeah.
A Christian candidate should embrace redemption.
There you go.
And he could have turned this thing around when this news broke. He could have turned it around. He said, "Look, I applaud, I laud this woman for making a change in her life. It's a positive thing." And instead, he turned like a coward and he ran. If he had any guts, he would put that ad back up there and say, "I was wrong. This woman is doing right by her life. She's made a positive change. I salute and support her."
Many more people have seen the ad, though,
Oh,
than would have otherwise.
Right, but he's running.
Trump should hire her. Trump should put her in an ad.
It's genius. Pick her up, saying we can fix this.
Yes.
Also, very quickly, one of the other ads that Ted Cruz put out today was a playoff of Office Space, and in it it's "Damn, the Clintons have it good." Now, evangelicals in South Carolina aren't liking that word either.
Yeah, but you know what? You know, this is again pandering. It's just pure pandering. So you change your language because you're going to a specific state. It's a fear of appearing like you're from New York or something. I don't know.
There's the ad right there.
You know what strikes me is, remember he said he wasn't. I thought he said he wasn't going to curse anymore. But then when he's talking about the Cruz ad, he says it's crap, right? I mean, I don't think this is presidential language by any way. I mean,
Wait,
it
it's
just
an
looks
ad
like the
against
guy's...
Hillary Clinton.
What?
This is an ad. The ad we're talking about now is an ad against Hillary Clinton and Clinton
topic.
But the whole thing, I mean, the whole thing.
Focus, Juan. Focus.
This could be a comedy. I mean, is this really a campaign?
I don't know. I actually like these ads. Anyway, Marco Rubio didn't fare well in New Hampshire. He's now taking a more aggressive approach to reinvigorating his presidential bid, tearing into his opponents.
This notion that I hear from some people when I was governor or when I was mayor, when I was whatever, I did this or I did that. No, you didn't. Donald Trump has zero foreign policy experience. Negotiating a hotel deal in another country is not foreign policy experience. Jeb Bush has no foreign policy experience, period. Ted Cruz, the only budget he's ever voted for in his years in Washington was a budget sponsored by Rand Paul that bragged about cutting defense spending.
So, Melissa, I think Trump wears the attack well. I think Jeb wears it poorly. I'm not sure. That was better than I thought it was going to be coming out of Rubio.
It was good, but I mean, he's walking around alone, supported by people who support him. So, I mean, it's a good argument, but he doesn't have anyone there fighting against him and challenging him. I mean, the only way anyone beats Trump is if it comes down to one person, and then you have to choose between the two. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's in a position where he can mount that kind of momentum, Markomentum, whatever it was. Again, it's too late.
What do you think of the new strategy?
Well, he's got to unload that kryptonite, you know? He's got to bleach last Saturday from everybody's memory. So this is what he's got to do. But I agree with Melissa. He's got to do it on a stage facing people. It's about this Saturday. It's not about walking around. It's easy to walk around and say stuff, but if you're going to be up on stage, you got to win that battle.
And that was his issue, the inability to counter.
Here's the return fire. Boy, I think he's so wide open. He's a freshman senator, right? When he talks about no foreign policy experience, wow. I mean, wow, I think anybody can take him out on this one. I mean, this is like,
Well, and then
right
the
over
question
middle.
is, who will take him out? So he took, heavy fire from Christie. It was devastating, right? I mean, I think he just almost froze, like he was going to have a panic attack, and just like, where do I go?
Yeah, and
no
there's a debate.
Response. Yeah, but who's going to do that to him? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Bush will try. Maybe Kasich.
Well, someone's got to test it, see if he actually has it, or if it's just a campaign.
Well, he's got to go out. He has to be the aggressor.
Yeah, he's got to preempt.
The one guy who hasn't changed his strategy, John Kasich, has vowed to stick to his positive campaigning strategy, but he's giving Jeb Bush a dig or two after the former Florida governor hit him on his record.
How's he been doing whacking everybody? He spent more money than anybody, I think everybody combined, and he's not even close to winning. So I'm not going to get hung up on that. I'm not going down the rabbit hole.
I'm laying out my reason why I'm the leader to take our country forward. Governor Kasich is a good guy, and he's been a good governor, but my record as a conservative reformer far exceeds his. And that's not attacking, that's not negative, that's what you call comparing and contrasting.
One. Well, so here's what I'm looking at now. As we look, going into the weekend, going into the big debate, we have two very clear lanes. It's Cruz taking on Trump, Trump taking on Cruz. And then you have Kasich, Rubio, and I guess Kasich trying to stay on the upside of things. But they're all clustered together. Bush is in there, absolutely. They're all in there attacking each other. That's the fight.
How do you see it?
I think that's all true, but I think the only reason why Kasich is so positive is because he doesn't have the money to go negative. I mean, he doesn't have anyone backing him. He doesn't have the Death Star-like super PAC that Jeb Bush has to shoot down at everyone else. I mean, he's kind of just gotten there by scrapping along and doing this. He has no other tools in his toolbox right now till he gets some money. So, it's not a choice. It's out of necessity.
Yeah, he's playing I'm above it all because there's nothing below. But, there is a hypocrisy here about complaining about negative ads.
Mean end of the table.
No, but I like Kasich. Kasich is a very successful governor.
He was awesome when he was here on set.
He was. But complaining about, it's like complaining about your opponent's strong offense. If you had it, you would do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't mind it. If you want to, come on, like, you got to be tough. You got to be able to take the hits, and you got to be able to dish them out. It's not like a little popularity contest like, hey, I want to be president of the United States. I'm the one you should choose. This guy over here, he sucks, and so does this guy, and this is why, and this is what I can do. Like, deal. Deal. You want to be president, commander-in-chief?